Alrighty, hello everyone. Can everyone see and hear me okay? If everyone could give me a thumbs up or a smile, fantastic, amazing. Okay, can everyone see my screen as well? Just give me a bit of a thumbs up. Yes, fantastic. Alrighty, well, welcome everyone. I'm just going to make sure I've got everyone in from the waiting room. I'm sure there'll be some people trickling in. If everyone could just make sure that they're on mute as you come in, that would be so appreciated, just so we don't get any background noise today. But I'm just going to put this on full screen so you guys can all see it. Just bear with me, technology. Alrighty, so welcome to today's call. We are so excited to have you here. My name is Britt. I am the founder of the HerCollective movement, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to this opportunity call to learn a little bit more about our team and our family, our community, our partner products, and how you can be involved in this incredible movement and have a place to call home as well in this next venture of yours too. So we're going to be explaining a little bit more about the ins and outs of our company today. You're also going to be hearing a little bit more about my story, about some amazing women as well that I work with in this organization too, Lana and Sarah, who are going to be sharing a little bit more about their journey as well and how you can get involved and learn more about all of these ins and outs. So first and foremost, what I wanted to share is a little bit about where I come from and my background as well. So I have been in this profession now for nearly 5.5 years. So I can't believe how fast time has gone. But I actually used to be a lawyer. So I come from a background in a very corporate setting. And I, for my entire life, thought that success needed to look like climbing a corporate ladder, working the next, 40, 50 years, and basically, working for somebody else, paying for somebody else's mortgage, driving to a concrete jungle every day, 9 to 5, maybe 3-4 weeks of annual leave per year. And it wasn't until I started to dream a bit bigger and think about my life and what that would look like when I became a mum and when I wanted to travel more and actually live my life that I realized that those limitations were going to be the glass ceiling that I was never going to be able to break through to truly live the life that I wanted to live. Now, I'm sure that many of you guys can relate to that today. And I know that so many of you are tuning in from around the globe and come from all different backgrounds. And that's what I love about this team. We've got people that come from the background of being, a stay-at-home mom, or from retail, or from sales, or from, any sort of background. We all come together in this space. And that's, definitely my background in that sense, coming from the legal space as well. So as I sort of started to step into law and realize that this wasn't where I wanted to be, the opportunity of working in the online space came very apparent to me of what I could actually do in this. And I started to see people around me that were not only making, an extra couple of $100s a month, which, to be honest, at the time when I said yes to this, I was hoping it would just pay an extra phone bill. But now, 5 years on, it's been multiple 6 figures in income. It's allowed me to have that time freedom to walk away from the 9 to 5. I haven't been working actively as a lawyer now for 4 years. Since becoming a mum, I'm now a completely free stay-at-home mum with my beautiful daughter who has never had to go to daycare. She's never had to, worry about mum and not being home or missing milestones. And I count my blessings every day that I said yes to taking a look at an opportunity that was honestly so unfamiliar to what I thought success had to look like. And now I look at the movement that we've created in the HerCollective of over 1,000 team around the globe, and being able to see them walk away from their 9 to 5s, being able to see them drop down to 2 or 3 days of work and not have to put their kids in daycare and do mum care instead. It honestly makes me feel so inspired to be able to offer that opportunity to somebody else as well. So I said yes to this opportunity, and it's honestly changed my life. And I know it has been for so many of our team. So I'm going to quickly pass it over to Lana, who is a lovely girl in my team as well, who's going to share a little bit more about what it's been for her so far too, before we dive in.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And can everyone hear me okay? My microphone's working. Perfect. All right. So my name is Lana. It's so wonderful to connect and meet you if we haven't already. And I have been in the Her Collective for the past 2.5 years. And I can say that during those 2.5 years, the evolution that I personally experienced, both personally and professionally, have been second to none. So 2.5 years ago, the Lana that was someone who was really quiet, someone who was really shy, and I had just stepped away from corporate. So unlike a lot of people who, make that transition out of corporate into something else as they sort of build up what that something else is, I just ripped that band-aid off and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm sick and tired of going 9 to 5 in a job where I don't want to climb the corporate ladder. I had no interest spending years going from senior executive to, like the next position of being a junior manager, and then from a junior manager, like a senior manager, and I'm never going to be a CEO. But I had all these big goals. I had that vision of what I wanted my lifestyle to be. My mom was a flight attendant when I was growing up. And so travel was always something that was really, really important to me. And so after leaving my 9 to 5, I thought, okay, how can I create that lifestyle where I can travel whenever I want, where I can live wherever I want? I could have that time freedom and time flexibility and financially be abundant as well. And so I launched a few different kinds of businesses. They were all super traditional. I spent, $30,000 trying to start a drop shipping business because I was, attracted to the residual income. I spent a lot of money creating a gymwear brand from scratch. I was designing and building my own gymwear brand. I still have the boxes behind me because I was not able to sell everything. And I did, the one-to-one health coaching, and I did all these different things. And I'm just so grateful that I fell into the Her Collective, and it came to me at the perfect time in my life because, of course, there was a lot of hesitations. I had this image of what I thought success had to look like. Same with Brit. I had this image of what I thought business had to look like. But when I found that, we don't have to compete with each other, we can actually collaborate. And doing so in this space where, you've got mentorship, you've got the tools, you've got the resources, I thought to myself, okay, this is not just working hard, this is working smart. So I'm really, really excited for you all on the line here today to hear a little bit more about this opportunity.
Amazing. Thanks so much for sharing, Lana. That's fantastic. I love that we come from that corporate background together and we've been able to create such magic in this space. It makes me so happy. I'm also going to pass it over quickly to the lovely Sarah, who's also going to share with you guys a little bit more about what this opportunity has been for her as well before we get started.
Awesome. Thanks, Britt and Lana. Hi, guys. My name is Sarah. I'm based in Sydney, Australia. I love that we've got people from all over the globe here. I am a dog mum. Prior to working with this brand and taking on this opportunity, my background was in television casting. So I worked in the corporate space for 10 years. And prior to, I guess, ending up where I am now in this space, I spent a lot of time traveling and being away from my family. My job was a lot on the road, meeting lots of different people. I worked across a lot of different primetime television shows. And whilst from the outside, a lot of people said, "You've got such a cool job, you get to do fun things." I miss so many family dinners. I miss so many weddings on the weekends. I miss so much time with my loved ones. And I remember coming home one night after touring and doing a really long stint on the road. I came home and I was absolutely shattered. It was 1 a.m. I hadn't had lunch. I had no energy left. I had missed a beautiful milestone that day with my family. And I remember just thinking, like, how did I go to university, get the HECS debt, do the work experience, climb my way in the corporate ladder and be so unfulfilled? But not only that, how did I get to a space where I was approaching my 30s where I actually didn't have enough money at the end of the week? And where I had worked so hard in my corporate profession. And I was like, how am I going to pay for a wedding? How am I going to pay for all the things that we need to do as adults? And I just had this moment where I was so sick of getting to the cash register to buy the shoes or to buy the present and my card declining, or having to transfer money between one or the other. And I know money can be such a pain point for so many people. And as somebody that didn't grow up, my background didn't come from money. I've worked very hard all my life. I started working the minute I was able to when I was 14. I've worked at juice bars. I had done all of the things growing up. I'm super ambitious and such a hard worker. And I just got to this space where I was like, there has to be more. And I know that most of you on here probably feel a bit the same, that you're either meant for more, or maybe you're craving something more, or maybe you can relate to something in my story. But I also am quite the introvert. I'm one of those people that is afraid of elevators, afraid of airplanes, just such an anxious person. And so when I started in this space, I was like, is this going to be something that I can do? Am I going to be able to push through and do all these things that I could see all the girls were doing? And so I guess to share a little bit about where I am now, 12 months into saying yes to this opportunity, little old me that didn't come from money, that worked super hard, that, you know, is really proud of my work ethic, has a Range Rover parked out the front of my driveway as one of the incentives from this brand. I was able to walk into a Range Rover dealer in my 30s and pick my car, and we will get into this as we go. But I've also been able to travel the world with my partner. So you can remember in my story, I was away from my family and I had to choose between the career or my family. But here I've been able to take my partner on trips. We'll get into this as we go, but it has been the most life-changing, like incredible journey in terms of a financial perspective, to be able to go to the cash register and tap my card and not have to worry. That is true freedom to me. But also to be able to have experienced some of the things that we'll get into as we go has just been life-changing. I mean, the growth as a person has been insane. Again, being an introvert, I'm now talking on calls. I spoke on stage in front of 25,000 people. You know, I've really learned so much about myself and been able to help women who are in the same space as where I started, where they were literally had a pit in their stomach, driving to work, having to do what I know and what feels so close to home, being either in an office where you don't feel fulfilled, or struggling with finances and not having the money to start a traditional business. Like Lana, I toyed with the ideas of starting a traditional business or doing something else to bring in another stream of income, but I didn't have the funds to start that. I didn't have the funds to do the traditional marketing, creating a website, doing all of those things. So I was really limited to what I could start. And so here, I feel like this is the most ethical, smartest business model, because it gives people like me, and probably you guys listening, a chance to get ahead, to change the course of our, you know, history and our future finances, and to really make an impact in our families' lives. So that's a little bit about me. I can't wait to explain more as we go, but I'll pass back to you, Britt.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I just love like hearing so many people on the line that we're going to hear from, you know, today, and unpacking this further, that it's just everyday people that come from corporate, it's mamas, it's people that are just come from different career choices, as all of you are on the line today, and knowing that this opportunity can be for everyone. And honestly, it comes down to you. What you create in this space is just phenomenal. So let's dive into it. I'm so excited. So I'm just going to move on to the next slide. Alrighty. So the concept of social retail, who's heard of it before? Give me a thumbs up or raise your hand if you've heard of it before. There's a couple of people that are nodding. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So look, the idea behind social retail, as many of you may know, when we start to think about the way we're showing up on social media these days and the prevalence of social media these days, we are actively always talking about our biggest loves, whether it's our product recommendations, what we put on our face for skincare, what we bought from the shops on sale. We are always talking about, I'm just going to let someone else into the weight room, guys. Sorry, bear with me. We are always speaking constantly about what we recommend, and we're doing it for free, right? We're talking about the lip gloss that we got on sale or something for Christmas that was 20% off. And we're sharing that with people that we love. We're sharing that with people that we care about. We're sharing about that online, and we're not getting a cent to it, right? So that's just the day and age of social media that we live on. So the way that the online space is working is that people are no longer going into the shops. They're not physically walking into a shop now and buying a product. They're going online. They're buying from people, everyday people here and there. And the concept of social retail, it's a very simple idea. It basically rewards people like you and me for what they're already sharing online. And when they're sharing a product that we work with, which we're going to explain to you a little bit more, that is clean, it's a natural product, and they love and they use it every day, this becomes just part of our everyday routine. But we're actually able to make an income from this, whether it's a part-time income, a couple of extra $100, or as we've shared with you, a completely life-changing number for you and your family. So basically the social retail model, it's designed to encourage that lifelong loyalty. because market partners, which is what we refer to as our team members in our organization, they don't get a single reward for a referral. They're actually paid for every purchase a customer makes across their lifetime. So if they come into your shop, they purchase something from you, you're basically getting a chunk of that purchase paid to you directly simply by sharing a product that you love in the online space. So imagine sharing a beautiful product that is safe, high quality, it's cruelty-free, it's gluten-free, it's anti-aging, it is second to none in the online space, and you're getting paid an income for simply sharing that and then helping a team of people that you get to handpick into your organization to help them do the exact same thing. So that's what I love about this space. So you can be online, you can be on a tropical island sipping a coconut, or you can be nursing a baby on a couch and you're still making an income from this space. And I don't know about you guys, but I know coming from the corporate world, I was only ever getting paid in either a salary or an hourly rate. That was it. It was always capped. Whereas in this space, there's multiple different streams of income, which we're going to share with you guys a little bit more about later on. But knowing that I get to go to sleep at night and that my customers, my team, everything can grow passively while I sleep and earn me an income. And I know for me, when I had my daughter 10 months ago, I was in hospital for about a week, and without me actively showing up online and doing work, I was still getting paid. And that's the power of that passive income stream that we get to build in this space that we're going to share with you guys about. So that's the idea behind the social retail model. Now I'm going to pass it over to Sarah, and she's going to share a little bit about our brand, some of the incentives, some of the science behind the brand and the results, because as much as this opportunity must sound amazing to you all, you want to know how it actually works, right? So let's pass it back to Sarah and she can explain that a little bit further.
Yes, awesome. So I fell in love with this brand based on the fact that it is so heart driven. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what it's all about so you guys can have the chance to take a closer look. So the Modern Nature movement began with one family. This is a family business that this brand has created. And their idea is to make the world a better place by offering premium products and a rewarding opportunity. The culture and the community really is unlike anything I had ever seen. And I had previous experience in the online space. But when I saw the girls in the US, because this company launched in the US to begin with 8 years ago, I saw that they were traveling the world. I saw that they were doing these cool events. I saw them working with premium products. And I got curious all the way over in Australia. I got curious about this brand and what they were showing. And when I heard the story behind the business, that it's a beautiful family that truly want to impact people's lives. They want to deliver exceptional products and really help people make either a small income that's life-changing, or as Britt mentioned, a bigger number. To have that uncapped opportunity is huge. So we'll just move to the next slide and I will show you a little bit more of an overview. So Modern Nature is the brand. It launched in October 2015 in the USA. I want to point this out because it became a billion-dollar brand in less than 5 years. So it took Apple 14 years to become a billion-dollar brand. It took Netflix 10 years, and it took Facebook 6 years, whilst it also took Google 5 years. And I share those brands with you because we all know them, right? We know they're monstrosity businesses. We know the impact that those businesses have on our planet. And then you look at our company, Modern Nature, and in less than 5 years, they became a billion-dollar brand. So to me, it showed that the products are second to none. It showed me that people were winning big in this business model. It showed me that they had nailed every part of the business to do what they've done in less than 5 years. And then in 2021, which was just last year, the brand launched in Australia. And then we've only just launched in New Zealand in 2022. So that marks 9 global markets that have been open in 9 years. So when you look at in this space of social retail, there are companies that have been around for 45 years. There are companies that, have been around for such a long time. When you look at the fact that this company have been here for 9 years, they've already become a billion-dollar brand. They've shipped more than 4 million products around the globe. To me, again, it just made so much sense as to the popularity of the brand. And of course, success leaves clues. So seeing that there is this blueprint and over $80 million earners have come through with this brand, multiple $5 million earners, multiple $10 million earners. When you look at these stats of how it became a $1 billion brand, it's on track to become a $2 billion brand, you know, it just shows that popularity. So in terms of putting your business hat on, this is what I did when I got started. I looked at the pay plan, which is the way that we get paid, and it is unmatched. The fact that you can earn up to 30% retail commission and you get paid 5 times a month. So every single week you can get paid, and then you can get paid a final monthly pay. But the thing that stood out to me the most was the fact that this company paid 50 cents to the dollar, which means that where they've made 3 billion in revenue, they've paid out 1.5 billion to people like you who might get started, or myself and my team. And so that shows me that the company don't just put a lot of revenue into the corporate space, where a lot of corporate America, corporate Australia, they would keep a lot of the money for themselves. But this company actually gives back more to its market partners. And when you get started with this company, you kind of learn more about that. But it means that they can do more incentives. They can offer holiday incentives, a car program, which I'll touch on soon, but they can pay us more because of that 50 cents to the dollar. And I think that is really, really generous and something that spoke to me a lot. There's also a Monate Gratitude charity. So the core of this, this family business is raising millions of dollars to aid and help vulnerable communities across the globe. I'm actually going on Friday to do some charity work to help some vulnerable people get some Christmas packs, you know, over the festive season. So we'll just jump to the next slide so you guys can see. But this is a big part of the brand. This is a huge part of their heart and their mission to really give back to vulnerable communities. And we do charity work across the markets of all the places that we're open in. There is so much heart behind this. Every single festive season, Christmas, Thanksgiving, you bet that this brand is out there giving back. And it's just so beautiful to be a part of that and to really see this you know, come to life when you get started with us. So in terms of, we'll just jump to the next slide, Brett. In terms of those incentives, I really wanted to share this because this has impacted my life so much. That's me with my Range Rover again, little old me that didn't come from money, that isn't a flashy person in no way, shape or form. I'm here with a Range Rover in my driveway because this company have a motor club program, which is an incentive where they pay my car bonus. They pay me in a car bonus every single month, which pays off my car. They put the down payment on the car and I'm driving my dream car, which is just so insane to me. But this is because I said yes to starting in the business and I ran with it and I got excited and I started sharing this. And to be here just a year on with this brand with a car is insane. But not only that, you can actually earn up to 4 incentive trips a year. And so in my previous company, I didn't know this side of this profession was here. I kind of thought, you know, that it didn't exist, that it wasn't, you know, a possibility for me in my future. So since starting here, I feel like my jaw has been on the floor the entire time because I went to the Bahamas on an incentive trip and I got to tell my future husband, you know, my fiance, that he's coming for free. We had flights and accommodation paid for in the most dreamy location. I got to bring him with me. And he had a t-shirt and a bucket hat with the brand name. And he was just so happy living his best life because not often does a female get to take their partner on a trip. Like in my corporate world, I never ever got that, let alone a chance to take my partner and include my family. And one thing I will say is when I was working corporate, I had to choose between family time and work time. But here I do this around my family. I incorporate my partner. There is so much to look forward to in that sense. And of course, I went on another trip to Missouri as well to be trained by Tony Robbins, which is another example of how this company give back to their leadership team. They give back to their people, and it has just been life-changing. So earning 10 different ways from sharing award-winning products is exactly what you can get with this opportunity. 10 different ways is so incredibly lucrative, and that really starts to add up in your pay. And you know, we do training as soon as you get started, but it's those 4 incentive trips a year that you can earn. It's the Motor Club program, and it's the global recognition that this brand is massive on. So this kind of is what made me take a closer look to begin with. So now to be here with 2 international trips and my Range Rover, I can't wait for you guys to experience this. In terms of the products, let's talk about these, because as somebody that was super conscious before starting with this brand, I never wanted to use heavy chemicals. I was eliminating where possible any toxic fragrances or chemicals. What spoke to me the most about this brand is that it's a naturally based line. So not only are the products global award winning, and they're anti-aging, they're premium hair care, skincare, and wellness products that are formulated without nasty chemicals and ingredients. And again, what spoke to me was the fact that I could help people, and you guys have this same opportunity to help people switch their products from dirty to clean and not fail on the results. That was huge for me because I have tried coconut oil in my hair and it made it worse. I have tried natural products that just don't do anything. So to actually have the science here that we'll touch on, and of course the global awards, this company can spend more money on science and safety than advertising because we're here and we get to fall in love with the products and share them. So we'll go to the next slide so we can have a little looky. But the products, in terms of the ingredients, they're only safe. There's no nasties. You won't find any toxic heavy chemicals. They're vegan and gluten-free. They're cruelty-free and of course naturally based. But they've been featured in Forbes and Vogue. They've won over 40 global beauty awards. You cannot pay for these awards. You cannot pay to get this recognition. These products are recognized internationally because they work. And this company were the first to emphasize on scalp health, to really revolutionize the anti-aging hair care space. So I had heard of your anti-aging skincare products, your AHAs, your peptides. I'm sure you guys recognize some of these ingredients. I had heard it all for anti-aging face serums, but I had never heard of an anti-aging scalp serum or anti-aging hair care products. And so they really revolutionize this space. And every time they bring out a new product, they revolutionize ingredients, or they bring something out that nobody has heard of. And that contributes a lot to how popular this company is, you know, and what we spoke about before with the fact that they became $1 billion company so quickly. And so the idea is to mix modern nature and science to create these products that have patented exclusive ingredients that you cannot get anywhere else. And I just wanted to quickly talk through 4 key ingredients that is in the hair care product so that you guys can get a bit of an idea. We'll just jump to the next slide, Britt, a little bit of an idea on, you know, why these are different and I guess the results that we see. So Capixul is an ingredient that you cannot get in any other product. Of course, you can go down to your local shop and get shampoo and conditioner, you know, and pick that up. But talking through why these are so different and why we see such great results, because this ingredient is a blend of 3 natural ingredients, but it helps to really thicken the hair, to lengthen hair follicles. So it really works to increase hair growth. So we see a lot of people seeing amazing results there. Procataline is a pea extract. It's designed to help the hair, to protect the hair against external stress, oxidative stress, and it helps the hair to look more youthful, younger. It helps to fight against premature thinning of the hair. So we see a lot of mums with hair loss, postpartum hair loss, that these ingredients really work well for. Crotasorb, just really quickly, is a natural sunscreen for your hair. And then Rejuvenique oil is a blend of more than 13 unique ingredients, which includes vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, amino acids. This is the only oil in the world that can penetrate through all 3 layers of your hair and skin. And so that means that your body recognizes the oil and it allows your hair to be nourished internally. So coconut oil, argan oil, they're all oils that sit on top of your hair and don't do anything. Rejuvenique oil penetrates and actually nourishes from the inside out. So we'll just jump to the next slide, Britt. In terms of the products, there is a scientific advisory board that back the products, that formulate the products, that are there to make sure the safety and the science is all there. And Dr. Antonella Tosti is a dermatologist that is in the USA. She has an over 12-month waiting list if you wanted to see her privately. She is recognized in the space, world recognized, an expert in hair and nail disorders. She's published over 750 clinical studies in her field. And so these are some of the experts that really work with the products to make sure they're safe. So for me, you know, of course, seeing the science was awesome. Of course, seeing what all of these bits and pieces, but to know that there are experts in their field, you can't go wrong with the products, which I love. So we'll just jump to the next slide. I wanted to touch on this really quickly because if you're in the Asia Pacific market in Australia or New Zealand, this is something to look forward to that we'll be launching at some stage. But if you are in Canada, USA, UK, some of the other international markets that we're in, Wellness has already launched. And I love this because these products are naturally based from a vegan protein to collagen to brain support, immune support, some really beautiful wellness products that you can help people with their health goals. You can really help people make a difference, you know, internally and externally with the shampoo, the skincare. There's really quite a bit to play with the products. And of course, you will get a shop front where all of these products are available for people to check out and shop and have a look at. So Lana just said she loves the sleep support. I love that too. It's so awesome to have these products, you know, that cater to such a wide, I guess, market. If you've got friends that, you know, wash their hair, because I'm yet to meet a female that washes their hair, which again, I loved because these products are so consumable. Shampoo and conditioner goes down the drain, unfortunately, but when somebody finds something they like, they repeat the purchase. And so you have the opportunity to make residual retail profit just from people using such a consumable product. And of course, adding in the wellness is awesome. Just to show you some of the results, again, this is what spoke to me, being someone that's interested in the low top space. You can see on the left-hand side here, these eyelashes after using just the Rejuvenique oil, there's no gaps in between, they're thicker. So we've actually got a lash and brow serum. It's clinically proven to increase the length and the thickness of your lashes and brows. That is a product that is trending, just like vitamin C serum is trending, just like, you know, some of the wellness products are trending. So when you've got such consumable products and then you pair that with a big market, the beauty space is a billion-dollar industry, we can help people swap their everyday essentials. We've got dry shampoo that isn't flammable, that doesn't cause health problems when you breathe it in around you because it doesn't contain chemicals. We've got products that people are already using and we can really help them see results. So you can see here with this beautiful lady down the bottom here, look at, I literally had to ask if this was a wig to the corporate team when I first saw it, because I was like, that thickness is so insane. But of course, these are true results. You can see how thick the beautiful hair here is on the right-hand side. We see a lot of men up the top here that have thinning hair. A lot of the time we see this, and you can look in a matter of months, you can see the difference here on the top of the head. And that is due to the capixul in the products and some of those beautiful ingredients I spoke about that are scientifically, clinically proven to improve hair thinning and hair loss. And you can see down the bottom here just the difference in thickness and just the way that her hair sits on the right side. And then another page of results, you can see here that before the products, the hair was really sort of ratty almost. I have been there in my hair journey. The first wash was a huge difference. A lot of people with their first wash can notice a difference. And then a couple of months on, you can see that her hair is much shinier when you compare it to that first photo. And very similar to this middle shot, that's a huge difference between, I mean, if there's any fellow blondes on here that can relate to the damage that comes with treating your hair with color. And then of course here you can see some patchiness completely regrown by the bottom of the photo. So hair thinning, hair growth, hair shine, helping improve shine and moisture. These are some of the things that the products can really help with based on the ingredients. And the products are super concentrated in terms of the shampoo and conditioner. So you only need the tiniest bit that goes a long way. So we find that people don't have to restock their products as quickly as when they make the switch from, you know, other products that they were using. So I might pass to you, Lana, now to talk through how to get started.
Yes, correct. Amazing. So now that you've heard Sarah speak, now that you've heard Britt speak, you know, you understand the mission behind the HerCollective, the beautiful brand that we get to partner with. You're probably wondering at this stage, okay, if I were to get started, then how do I get started? So in terms of getting started, maybe Britt, if you can go to the next slide, it's as simple as getting your own products. So you're going to get your own products one time for you to personally use and share, and so that you can turn that product pack. And as you can see, we have multiple different product packs that you're able to choose from. These are the options that you have in Australia. And I think the next couple of slides will show you the USA as well as Canada. And so you get to choose whichever one that you want to from this list, and you get to produce or change this product pack into whatever amount of income that you're wanting in this space, whether it is, just a couple of extra $100 right now to be able to pay an extra bill, or maybe to, take your family on that extra vacation, or maybe you're wanting to create a part-time income, or maybe you're wanting to, scale faster into a full-time income. Look at Sarah over here. She started exactly, a year ago, and she's been able to pick up a Range Rover and, build multiple 6, 7 figures with this. So I just think that it's so exciting that, you don't have to do what I did when I started my other businesses in the past, when I didn't know this existed, where, I had to spend thousands and thousands of dollars that, I would much rather not spend. You get to simply choose, one of the options here, and that's going to get you started. You don't need to buy products monthly. You don't need to get, an additional purchase to get paid. Like, you also have a 30-day money back guarantee. And so really there's nothing to lose and just so much to gain here. And so I think as well, it's so important for us to remember that, with anything that's going to be new information, like, on this call, there might have been a lot of new information for you. Remember that with anything that's new, there's going to be a little bit of fear behind it. The first day of class, when you first got started, that was scary. First day at a new job, that's scary. And so this is the exact same thing, it's scary, but it's also super exciting. Fear and excitement actually come from the same parts of our brain. And so if you're feeling fear, you're feeling a little bit excited, or, if you're like thinking to yourself, okay, what could this mean for my life? What could this mean for my family? What could this do for me? Then I just say lean into that fear, because we all did that. All of us that got started in this space, we all just leaned into that, and it turned into something so much more than we could have ever imagined for ourselves. Like I said, I spent money on a lot of different things, and a lot of the money that we spend in our everyday lives as well. I tell my clients all the time, are money that we don't ever get back. We get a new iPhone, the value goes down when the new iPhone comes out. We get our morning coffee, and that accumulates every day. We drink the coffee, it tastes delicious. I'm never going to stop drinking coffee, but it's so wonderful that you get to, invest in yourself in this way, and you have control over what that return is going to be like for you. With that being said, though, you have the control over what that return is going to look like for you, but just know that you have all the training, you have all the mentorship, you're getting all the support that you need in this space, because we want to see you be successful, because we're a family here. No one gets left behind. It's together that we grow. If you haven't felt the energy from our call here today already, we are all about collaboration. And I know for myself, the skeptic that I am, I just knew that energy never lies. And I just trusted that. And I'm so glad that I did. So with that being said, though, like I said, in the beginning, I was that skeptic. I had my misconceptions. And so I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to go over some of the misconceptions that I had before joining the space, so that, if you had that misconception as well, then maybe you can see things from a different perspective. So first and foremost, I thought to myself, I am never, ever going to go into sales. I have no interest in sales. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be salesy, and I don't want people to think of me in that way. If you're thinking that as well, thank goodness, because I never want anyone to be salesy in our space either. This is not about making sales. This is about human connection, the relationship building, and everything that we're teaching you to do. We're never going to want you to cold call or spam anyone. We never want you to act in a way that's out of alignment to you. This is a people's business. I almost feel like now that I have this information, it's a social responsibility, because I have so many girlfriends around me who are putting all these different kinds of products in their hair, on their skin, and I know how much brain fog it's causing them without them even realizing. Right? I know so many people who struggle with their sleep. I know so many people who struggle with their eating habits. I know so many people who are struggling every day, and they're not voicing it because it's their everyday life. They've got used to it. And so if you're feeling that sort of social responsibility, that sense of, wanting to help others, then you're in the right space. Second misconception that I had was time. I didn't share this in my story, but when I actually first fell into this profession, I was still finishing up my university degree. I just finished corporate and I had just launched like 3 other businesses. And I really was focusing on building up my health coaching career. And so I thought to myself, I can't add an extra thing to my plate. I already have so many things that I'm doing. But what I found was that with the business blueprint, with the training, with the mentorship, everything is broken down step by step for you so that it's not like a traditional job where, you do 2 weeks of intensive training and then you start. With us, you get to start making an income and making an impact from day one with dedicating simply, an hour or 2 per day that you get to split up in chunks, whatever that's going to look like for you. If you're a mom, then you get to do it when your child is napping or when your child's at school or right before you're about to pick them up from school, 5 minutes on your phone before you hop into the car, or you drive and get there a few minutes early, you sit in the car and you have, 5 minutes. It's not about the time that you have, but the level at which you're able to organize yourself. So I would say it's the consistency and the positive mindset that, you can make this work, because we all can. We all have the same 24 hours a day. That's going to be the same mindset that's going to get you to success. Third misconception that I had, or hesitation, was that I didn't know enough people. Currently, right now, I'm in Tokyo, Japan, and just here for the week. Like I said earlier, traveling is really important to me. So I'm so grateful that I get to travel and see family whenever I want. But when I first got started, I was living in Japan. And although Japanese is my first language, it wasn't to the level at which I'd be comfortable, explaining things in Japanese to that much detail. And we're also not currently open in Japan yet. And so I had to build, my network from scratch. I had to reconnect with old acquaintances, old coworkers, and not saying like, hey, buy shampoo from me, not at all. But, it was a beautiful opportunity for me to check in with them and ask them, oh my gosh, it's been so long since we last connected. How is everything in your world? How is your family? What kind of holiday plans have you got coming up? And it's just that natural connection that, as a previous introvert, I like to say I'm a retired introvert because now I'm very much so an extrovert through this profession. It was really beautiful to be able to build those connections again and to be able to meet new people as well. I've met my best friends in this space. I talked to Britt, for example, more than I talked to my mom, and we have yet to meet in person yet. Isn't that so wild? So I can hand on heart say that she's one of my best friends, and I haven't even met her in person yet. We're going to meet in person in February when we're all in Cancun together. But it's just so wonderful that, we have the opportunity to meet new people. The last couple of things that I'll touch on is social media. I thought to myself, I don't want to be a social media shop front. And if that's the case with you, then again, good, because we don't want you to be a social media shop front either. It's really about sharing your personal journey, your personal lifestyle. I post pictures of my breakfast. It's not even related, but people love to see pictures of what other people are eating. I don't know why, but human beings, we just love to know what other people are eating. And so I post pictures of my breakfast. I post pictures of me doing my workouts. We are all about holistic, healthy living in this space. And so we want you to share that, because that is the passion and that is the inspiration that will ultimately connect you with others and help you serve as an inspiration, leading by example. I think health and well-being is something that we should all be doing, but not enough of us are. And so it's up to us to be that example for others. The last thing too was that I thought that I didn't have the personality for this. 2.5 years ago, I was quiet. I was shy. I did not put my face on social media. I much rather stay in the comfort of my own home, stay in the comfort of my own life that I had, and not step into anything new. But I knew as well that if not this, then what? If not now, then when? And what I saw was, a family here that had open arms for me, that would accept me for who I am on any given day. And I wasn't going to allow myself to stand in front of myself and, sabotage myself from that opportunity. So I leaned into, that fear. I leaned into the unknown. And through that, I became that outgoing person that found her voice. I found a personality that I didn't even know that I had. And so it's just so wonderful what can happen on when you choose to, step outside of your comfort zone. So on that note, just know that, it's not even a big deal. This is exciting. I remember when I first started my first business, I was like, oh my gosh, it's such a big deal because I had to invest $30,000 into it. This is not like that, right? We all have a wonderful opportunity in front of us. Just because, you're starting something new doesn't mean that you all of a sudden become a robot or you're leaving your old life behind or anything like that. This is just simply enhancing, the lifestyle that you have, enhancing the person that you already are deep down, and you probably know it too. So if this call spoke to you, if you're feeling excited, then I highly, highly recommend that you reach back out to the person that you invited you here today. In terms of getting started, it's a simple, conversation back and forth where you get to have your questions answered. We send you the links to get started. You can look at, the starter packs that you get to choose from. It takes about 15 minutes. And from there, we're able to give you a big warm welcome to our beautiful HerCollective family, introduce you to, the people within our team. We're a global family, but there's probably someone that's close to you as well. And then jumping into training step by step from there so that you can feel confident, you can build that excitement, and you can start helping people and making an income right away. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this call, and I'm so excited to meet all of you inside of a beautiful family. Talk soon. Bye.